We're talking tax relief today. As you can tell, this week I have been going through my numbers. We're talking CFAD, EBITDA on Wednesday's episode. And to make it as boring as possible this week, now we're talking tax relief. Oh, God. So as you can tell, I have been talking to my accountant. Now, I've known about this tax relief for some time, and I've realized that, holy shit, I haven't done an episode on this tax relief, this asset tax relief. What is it called? Is it I'll figure it out in a second. Super deduction explained, apparently. So I've been Googling, doing my own little research about it as well, because if you didn't know, then I thought I should fill you in on it. So it's only going to be a couple of minutes episode. Right. Okay. So if we're buying new assets right now, I think it's available up until next year, this scheme. It's a tax incentive. It's the biggest tax incentive that any government has give. This is according to swoopfunding.com. That's what they have said. It's the biggest tax incentive that has ever been given to business owners. And it's been fantastic, obviously. So what it basically is, if you're buying containers, if you're buying mezzanine floors, if you're buying vans, sorry, company cars are excluded. But if you're buying company vans, then you, instead of 100% tax relief, you get 130% tax relief. So if you're spending 100 grand on something, guess what? You get £130,000 allocated tax relief instead of £100,000. So it's an increase of 30%, which is absolutely incredible. So it's plant equipment, company cars, company vans. I've got company cars, no. Company vans, yes. Computers, whatever it is. And I think it goes up until, as I'm looking on my computer, I think it's April next year or somewhere on there. I wonder if it'll just tell you. Yeah, it's going to end of March 2023. So we've got until next year to take advantage of this. Hopefully your accountant has told you about this, but just in case, I thought I'd do a very, very quick message and tell you about the biggest tax incentive that any government has give. And so if you're doing mezzanine, all the assets that you buy in terms of self-storage, then we get 130% tax relief, which is huge. It's massive. Why wouldn't you want this? Obviously, I believe most people have been told about this by their accountant, but if you haven't, it just stands to reason that we should know these things. And I've had an hour meeting with my accountant, and my head feels frazzled right now with all these. I love my numbers. I love numbers, but these tax implications, these tax benefits, we're talking about VAT as well, because we've got a big VAT thing going on at the minute. And as much as I love talking about business, and I know that obviously accountancy is a major part of it, it's a lot to take in. So, but I just thought I'd do a quick message, and hopefully you guys are taking advantage of this huge, huge tax incentive. All right, tomorrow's episode, we're going to go episode tomorrow, but next week I'm going to do an episode about websites, because I still think that your website is a 24-hour sales machine. How much would you spend on a salesman? 30, 40, 50. Okay, maybe not that much, but you get my point. This person, this website never ever sleeps, never switches off. And I don't believe that most people, having looked at a lot of websites recently, I don't believe we're making the investment that a website deserves. And we're going to go into that next week, because there's a few things I want to get off my chest. And I really do think that we should be looking at websites as a big investment, and you wouldn't scrimp on staffing. You would make sure you get the best possible people. And this is not free, but it's one investment, one time, that then you can capitalize on year after year after year after year, and produces and produces and produces. Even on Christmas Day, it's still producing for you. And I do think that it's overlooked by most people in this industry, and it's crazy to do so. We can't just put up a basic website and expect it to convert. And we'll go through my conversions, what is normal conversions in the industry as well, and why it's super, super important, and how much difference it can make for you. So we'll go through that on, I believe it's Wednesday's episode. All right, my friends, love you, appreciate you. This episode was a little bit longer than I thought. I thought it was only going to take 2 minutes, but hopefully, in a nutshell, biggest tax incentive there is. Buy assets, new assets, and you can get, instead of 100% tax relief, you get 130% tax relief, but no company cars, vans, Apple computers, etc., tables, chairs. I believe they count. I'm pretty certain they count. Okay, and I think it's up to £1 million. I think it's up to £1 million, but don't quote me on that one, because I've just got a question mark beside it on my notes. All right, love you, appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you next week. Ta-ra!